Of course, on Friday afternoon, late afternoon, we have the Arts Assembly talk with John Waters from 4:30 to roughly 6:30 at Culbreth. That is open to the public. We have a large body of tickets that are set aside for students and faculty, but I believe we set aside over 200 tickets for the general public, and it's free. And that should be a really very interesting talk that he gives. And then immediately following in Newcomb, we're screening Hairspray and Pink Flamingos, and he'll be doing a Q&A and an intro to both of those films. Also that night, we have a very interesting film I saw in Toronto called The Private Lives of Pippa Lee with Robin Wright, formerly Penn, now Robin Wright, and Keanu Reeves and Alan Arkin and Winona Ryder, which is an excellent film too that we're showcasing. The next day, Saturday, is part of our outreach and education. We have a day called Family Day, which will begin at 10 o'clock in the morning and finish around 3 o'clock. The screenings that are the highlights of Family Day that day, we're going to start with the Pixar shorts, many of them award-winning shorts. It's about a 50-minute program, the idea being that families can come with young children and watch that. That will be screened at the Paramount, immediately following with the 20th anniversary screening of The Little Mermaid. And then something that's very special. We went to tremendous work to get this film. I saw it at the Silver Docks back in early June and said, I've got to have this film for the film festival. It's a wonderful, heartwarming story called More Than a Game, a documentary that deals with Fab Five and LeBron James and their journey when they were young boys playing basketball and essentially being molded into young men by a coach, Drew Joyce, whose son was on the team. And it's a wonderful film for families. It should be of interest to everyone and sends a great message out there. At one point when Drew Joyce, the coach, was turning these guys into basketball machines, and they had won every championship you could imagine. One year they fell short of the championship, and what he learned from that lesson, that his job was not to turn them into best basketball players, but was to mold them into men of character. And it's very interesting because if you follow, there's a book coming out and this film is being released about them. These five guys are all together. In fact, LeBron James recently fired his managers and they run his business. And it's going quite well and successfully. It's a great film. I highly recommend it. It's free to everybody. So we have close to 1,000 seats. We want to pack the Paramount. And I can't think of a better film for families to attend. Kids of all ages. So that's some of the highlights there. We're also partnering with Lighthouse. Jane helped me out, some of the other groups that we're partnering with that day to screen their films.
Resource Center, Lighthouse, and the Stop Film Festival preview that we're having, and we're partnering with the Piedmont Regional Educational Program to bring that.
Great. Thank you very much. So to be specific, again, reaching out into the community, hopefully to engage and include as many people as we possibly can. Moving along on Saturday, we have the screening of Locked Out, Massive Resistance with a panel including Governor Wilder and Professor Sabato and the original students themselves. That's going to be screening at the Paramount. We have a screening of By the People, which chronicles the election of Barack Obama. And we're bringing in both directors who worked on that documentary for 3 years and the producer and some of the people who are presently in President Obama's cabinet who are featured in the film, and they're going to come down and do the panel. Very interesting documentary. Adrenaline is back in prime time for the second year in a row, and the entire Adrenaline project, which at that point will have been working for roughly 72 hours, will be presented at 10 o'clock in the Culbreth Theater that evening, so that's very important. I mentioned as well before our centerpiece film screens in the Paramount that evening at 8:15 at night, Mother and Child with Annette Bening, Cherry Jones, Rodrigo Garcia, and Julie Lynn in attendance. And I think it's a beautiful film, a moving film. I had the opportunity to see it in Toronto, and more than anything, it's an extraordinarily powerful film. So extraordinarily powerful piece of cinema, it really is. And finally, I think historically I've been told that things kind of slow down a little bit on Sunday, and I think we're doing the exact opposite of that this year. We're going out with a bang. We're going to be screening all day films from early in the morning until approximately 8:30 at night that night. We'll maybe close it up a little bit early because it's a Sunday night. We're starting at 10 a.m. with the True Blood panel with Alan Ball. followed by American Beauty at noon, the 10th anniversary screening, and one of the producers will be there along with Alan Ball. And we're launching essentially a new tradition, which is a closing night film. That afternoon at 3 o'clock, we'll screen the 10th anniversary of Election with Matthew Broderick and the producer Ron Yerxa doing a Q&A. And then, as our official closing night film, we will screen Wonderful World, which is a new film with Matthew Broderick and Sanaa Lathan. And of course, as I mentioned, Mr. Broderick will be in attendance in support of that film and do a Q&A immediately following. And I think that the last thing that I wanted to touch upon is that the festival has a number of really wonderful, strong foreign films this year, and I'm very happy about that. I think the festival is very diverse, and of course we will add in the discussants, some new, some old. We'll have a few silent films in the festival as well, with a musical accompaniment. So I think that it's extraordinarily well-rounded this year. I also want to mention, for the first time this year, our late night wrap party will be available. Tickets will be available for sale to the general public as well. Again, that's an opportunity for the general public to come in and celebrate with the filmmakers. Some of the talent and stars will be there. Sponsors of the festival. That's going to be held at X Lounge. It's an affordable ticket. And I think that everything during the festival is affordable. And I want to stress that in terms of involving the community. We have free screenings. All the panels are free. John Waters is free. And then we have films that range from $6.50 to really to $15. We have one film that's $20, and that's the mother and child screen. But other than that, there should be no reason why people can't afford to come and attend this year's festival. And we have a new ticketing online service, which I'm sure will have a few bumps in the road, and please bear with us as we work those out. But I think that will make things easier as well. Single tickets go on sale Friday morning at 10 a.m. Tomorrow's reserved day for our sponsors, and the website goes live 10 a.m. on Friday, I think. So there you go. I guess I'd like to wrap at this point. Yes, sir, David.
Schedule's actually published at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Very good. 24 hours earlier. Thank you, David. The schedule will be up on our website, but you can actually purchase tickets online starting Friday morning, correct? At 10 a.m. So there you go. Have I left out anything, Mr. Kelly?
You're not.
Okay.
Got a lot of writer's credit anyway, so.
Well, again, I'd like to thank John for all his help with this, and I'd also like to thank the Art Museum. They just sort of reopened after renovation, and I was stunned when I came in here at all the beautiful art, so thank you as well. And I'm open for questions if anybody has any.
We have some, but we'll make you up. Is that okay?
First, are there any questions from the group, and then we'll do individual interviews as well?
Nobody has questions? Okay, we have over 80 films. I hope you do go online and check those out. And thank you so much. I'm very excited, and thank you for welcoming